Hey everyone, and welcome back to my playthrough of Major Minor. So, last time around, we began playing through Chapter 1, and met a few interesting individuals, including Keela, the squirrel who is the other of the Lucky Two and will be joining us on our tour, Rook, who is responsible for taking care of us during our tour, and we also met a mysterious individual who is clearly important, but we haven't really gotten into why yet. But we'll be seeing him later tonight, so for now we'll just be enjoying our trip as we leave the train station. So let's get right back to that. Let's just see where we were as of our last playthrough. So total saves 3. Affection with Rook 1. Affection with everyone else nothing. And true ending flags 0. Well, hopefully we can fix all that. But anyways, yes, let's load. So, you're not one for maid cafes. That's good. They're a total waste. Hey, judging much? Didn't they teach you not to do that? You know, like back in grade school? Gosh, you're so crass. Rook types away on his tablet. Is he looking up the definition of that word? I am definitely not crass. I apologize if I came off that way. Regardless, you two couldn't agree on where to go. So, if you let me, I'll handle this. Allow me to invoke the rule of Rook. It always cuts through indecision. It sounds terrifying, though. Really does. The rule of Rook? Are you pulling our legs? Hear me out. You can't decide where to go, and to top it off, you're new around here. I, however, have a vast knowledge of Tokyo. I can figure out the perfect place to go. Besides, there's been a bit of a delay. You won't be meeting Clace for a day or two. I'm tasked with helping you waste time. I guess that makes sense. What do you think? I nod. I do think the rule needs a new name, though. Well, where are you going to take us? That will have to come as a surprise. But it will be an electric town. Electric town? You don't mean Akihabara. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, feel free to correct me, peoples. Yes, I do. We all spend lots of time there. It's the place to be for tourists. That and Clace loves the atmosphere. A lot of his outings are to Akihabara. Wow, we'll get along great then. But what about this delay you mentioned? Is everything okay? It sounds bad. Oh, it's fine. Clace got into a fight. Him and his tour manager disagree a lot. But Singe always manages to quell him. Oh, I agree. If they're fighting, that's not something that sounds good. I hope it's nothing too serious. It'll be fine. Clace is a hothead. It'll be fine after venting and relaxing. We've all come to expect it, at least. Anyway, we should probably get going. Won't get anywhere standing here all day. It's high time we ditch this station. Yes, I will save again, because, you know, ridiculous number of saves and all that. Need to make sure I keep track of time. Don't want to overshoot things. After a few moments of walking, we exit the station. I feel a soft breeze and take a sharp inhalation. It's nice to feel some fresh air after all that time. The plane and train ride here were definitely stuffy. Interesting. The air here feels different. Not in a bad way, I mean. Just different. Though it's probably expected in a foreign country. The air almost smells cleaner than it does back home. Whoa, what's with that smell? Not what you're used to, huh? Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Just enjoy the fresh air. You deserve it. I did rush you onto that train ride. No time to relax after that long flight. But you're good now. Relax and enjoy it. Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, wait, does that mean we were on the same plane? That's so cool. What are the odds? Actually, it's incredibly probable. We both won the same contest after all. They likely expensed and bought stuff in sets. I'll say this though, don't want to downplay Keela. Pretty solid actually. You both won the same contest after all. Enter Rook, the social assassin. He deserves that title. Blurting out the things we don't dare to. Oh, I didn't think of it that way, I guess. He looks defeated. See, that's why I refrained. Well, we shouldn't stand around. We didn't leave just to waste time out here. I've got a little bit of a surprise for you. Remember how we said things would be quiet? Well, Clace went and pulled some strings. The kind of strings that get you a limo. We have a limo. Like, just for us. Huh. That was a pleasant surprise, actually. Rook gives us a soft smile as he says the word limo. I can tell he's been waiting to let out that secret. Yeah, something like that. We'll use it to move you around town, at least until we leave Tokyo behind. But even then, we'll just rent a new one. This tour is going all sorts of places. You'll get to travel the world in style. Mood completely reversed. Thanks, Rook. Should we get going then? Where is it? Well, actually, it's right there. Rook points to a limo parked just a few feet away. I never expected we'd get to drive in that. Especially after they mentioned the low-key aspect. Well played. Definitely off to a good start now. He knocked on the window, calling to someone inside. After a few moments pass, a new face enters the scene. So, you two are it? Yeah, I guess. 2 winners, remember? We're not here to visit a chocolatier. Not what I meant. Just expected something else. What does she mean by that? Well, you can call me Jade. It's a pleasure to meet the both of you. The contest just had a year of hype. I built up this weird image in my mind, exactly when it's being larger than life. I apologize if I offended you in any way. Surely you can understand what I meant. We often have these sorts of preconceptions. I suppose I know what you mean. No offense taken either. It's nice to meet you too. But speaking of preconceptions, can you tell us a little bit about Clace? I feel like the image in my mind is wrong. You've met him, right? You must have all kinds of inside knowledge. I see him all the time. But yeah, many people get him wrong. Here's a few words I'd use to describe him. Self-absorbed, egotistical, holier than thou, arrogant, disrespectful. He's the worst. Excuse me? It was a joke, Keela. I'm still learning this humor thing. I guess I have a few more steps to go. That was her definition of a joke. She doesn't need steps. She needs leaps and bounds. This is almost certainly how rumors are started. So we'll know she's joking, and it'll spread. Rook tries to teach me in our off time, but I guess I've far from mastered it. Oh, that explains it. Rook taught her. Emphasis on the taught part because... God, yeah, he is the last person in the world I'd say is funny. Well, I'd appreciate an honest answer, of course. He can be shy and silent, but he can also be loud and outgoing. He can be polite and formal, or he can be crude and lax. He's just like any one of us. When you're up on the stage, or even when you're doing an interview, you're just putting on an act for the world. I think you'll get along with him just fine. But I don't think you know him yet either. The amount of people that do is very small. Alright, thanks for answering. Sounds like he's under a lot of pressure. It sucked to have an image to maintain. And about the humor thing. You're doing great. Keep learning. Whoa, Keela can lie? Thanks, Keela. It's always fun to learn. Anyway, let's get ourselves in the limo. We'll get this adventure started. Sounds good. I can't wait. My hype level is off the charts. Yeah, I'd say so. Mine is too. Are we going back to Terra? Yay. Cat! Cat! So, do you think that'll ruin Player? Only time will tell, Conrad. It was risky, but we succeeded. We now have our inside map. Kalen can operate from within player's house. Home, whatever. So, I have to ask, was the evidence real? It doesn't matter. It helped us. Means to an end, I believe they say. We have everything we need to take him out. I doubt player will go down without a fight. It won't be pleasant for Kalen or Kabu. What do you think he'll do? Endemine? How do you pronounce that? Seriously. I'm just gonna call you Endy. Okay? I am not gonna even bother trying to understand the rest. They'll be put into interrogation, I think. But this doesn't cause me much concern. Kalen has been trained to resist torture. The major fact is that he's inside now. We just need to wait for his correspondence. After that, we can formulate a plan. I think he'll plant some evidence, something we can find next time we're there. An innocent visit, incriminating find. So Kalen can resist torture, eh? It looks pretty feral to me. And Kabu, you'll probably face the brunt of this. You look pre-filled. Yeah. Ugh, sorry, got a bit distracted there for a moment. Anyways, it's a worthy sacrifice, isn't it? Kabu did this willingly. I guess. I can see it now. Assassin's Guild outs corrupt politician. It's gotta help our reputation, right? We're the Assassin's Guild. We need to have no reputation. I guess. Just trying to make conversation. If people found out about us, they'd quickly find that the king funds us. Then he'd be the one getting ousted. Fine. So what do we do now? The player situation will remain on standby. We must wait for instructions from Kalen. Or until we have another off-worlder. The player has been more than happy to take them. With that said, ritual is our goal. Ritual? What's this ritual? What are you planning? It helps us on both fronts, comrade. The ritual. Again? You sound like you're stuck on a loop. Our track record of failure is demotivating. You know how Velquest feels about failure. But we get an off-worlder no matter what. If that happens, we bring them to player. We gain his trust through these failures. It's symbiotic, Conrad. It's cold in Endy. Yes. Gives me chills. He walks away, done with the conversation. Jeez, what a mentor he is. Never get anywhere worthwhile. Oh well, man can dream. Endy, wait for me. Okay. We'll head into a massive limo. Actually, emphasis on the massive. I didn't think it would be this big on the inside. If it's like the image, then we have a mini bar. I am happy with this. Yay, mini bar. Does it have snacks? Please let it have snacks. Please let it have Iron Brew. Please let them have stocked with Iron Brew. Oh wait, they'll have stocked with that Popstar stuff. Never mind. Jay promptly gets situated in the driver's seat. There's Rook, Keela, and myself in the back. Wow, this is amazing! It's so spacious, so luxurious. Huh? Oh, sorry, you two. Guess I was in my own little world. Actually, it looked like he was staring at Jade. I start questioning the relationship of these two. Shukuki turns and speaks to us through the divider. So, where to? Well, they couldn't think of a place. I say let's take them you know where. Hmm, interesting. Nothing but fun times to be had over there. Couldn't have said it better myself. I know. Better than a maid cafe. Can you believe Keela wanted to go to one? No comment. Hey! Oh, take it easy. Harmless jokes, Keela. Anyways, this is the really awkward part, where we're supposed to bond or whatever. He cringes as he says the word bond. Instead of acknowledging that, I notice something else. I can hear some noises coming from the passenger seat. Somebody up there with Jade? Ask Rook about this. Oh, you noticed, huh? Inumi, do you want to say hey? Hey? Look at that! The shirt doesn't fit! Oh! 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 You get a boop too. So cute. It retreats just as quickly as appeared. I haven't the vaguest idea who that was. That was Clace's brother, Inumi. Clace's brother? But he looks nothing... It's Clace's brother, Inumi. Keela was right, but Rook cuts him off. Is he putting on some sort of act? If anything, it was for Inumi's benefit. I decided to play along, as does Keela. Oh, I see. Well, that's cool. Very cool indeed. I can't tell if he's sincere or not. Well, moving on. I should go over the basics with you two. Just stuff to know before I let you wander. Make sure you're paying attention, alright? Feel free to take notes if need to. Kill and I lean forward and listen intently. Here's a book for the both of you to have. It lists common Japanese phrases inside. I suggest learning a few common ones. Namely, I don't understand Japanese. I'm probably assuming here, so I'm sorry. But I doubt you could hold a conversation. Oh, if the assistant calls you gaijin, well, that's a term of endearment. It's nice to know Rook can be civil and polite. Once he's actually helping us. I assume his default mode was condescend everyone. Yeah, hold on a moment. I'm sure you guys can actually hear that little call that's trying to come through. Because this is big. Just give me a moment to just respond in text form. Then I can call him back once I'm finished with the recording. Sure, it's not important, just somebody checking, make sure I'm okay. Which I am. I'm having fun. Enjoying this little moment. Anyways. Hands each of us a book. I put mine in my pocket. It's definitely travel-sized. I'm sure it'll help. That was one of the things I was actually worried about. If someone tried to talk to me and I couldn't talk back. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one last thing you should know. It relates to current events in Tokyo. It's mostly superstition, of course, but it's got everyone up in arms. So it's better that you hear it from me. What is it? The midnight deaths. The midnight... what? Tokyo's been hit by suicide and murder. I'm pretty sure any major city, that's kind of normal. More and more cases with each passing day. Well, what is it, the holiday season? I mean, if it's the holiday season, that's pretty normal again. But it gets a little weirder than that. All the cases happen at midnight. Like clockwork, right on the dot. Okay, that is a bit odd. But it's probably just a coincidence. Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. The deaths have been mysterious in nature. No culprits for the murders, no evidence. That's why there's everybody talking. The crime scenes don't add up at all. What happens is physically impossible. But to us, that's not really important. There's something far more noteworthy, and that's when these deaths first started. What do you mean? I know it's a coincidence, but these deaths started a month ago, on the night of our arrival in Tokyo. What? That is odd. Some people think a tour is an ill omen. Perhaps being here is the cause of it. What? That's not nice. Yeah, it really is. Indeed. I hope that explains some things, especially why we kept your arrival quiet. We didn't need any more fanfare around us. Restrictions are even being put upon Clace, so don't feel singled out in all of this. Everyone is being affected equally here. So to that end, please stay quiet. Don't let anybody know why you're here. At least not for the next little while. I know you're both trustworthy, so just continue as you have been. We aren't even doing a press release, at least not until Singe is ready. He handles these situations with expertise. He's kind of like my boss and teacher. And don't worry about your enjoyment. You'll still have fun. I guarantee it. There's just a few precautions to take. Later tonight, we'll get you to your hotel. Everything is still on par for the green. So just don't cause any commotion, okay? Yeah, of course. Don't want to make things worse. Clace must be under enough stress as it is. Yeah, I can tell it's affecting him. It's good that you heard this from me. You know how rumors and grapevines can be. People are even saying he's the killer. They're connecting totally unrelated events. Our arrival has nothing to do with all of this. But you know how it works, right? People always need something to blame. A figurehead for all of their problems. This is very true. I mean, that's why we have presidents and kings and queens and, you know, the people that actually run the countries of the world. I suppose that's true, but they should focus on the real culprit. Clace is harmless. You couldn't do that. You're telling me. It's still odd. Suicides are happening at midnight too. It's not just the killer. It's something else. Whatever it is, we have no idea. Some people are blaming the supernatural. I never really believed in that stuff. The limo slowly comes to a stop. This just leaves us all in awkward silence. Well, I guess that means we're here. Thanks for making conversation with me, even if it was in the realm of the macabre. Yeah, could have picked a better time. Was your goal to scare us away, Rook? Because it almost worked, you know. No comment. Let's go. He leaves the limo without saying another word. Well, there, I was starting to feel free, but now I'm getting bogged down by terms and conditions. Though when I think about it, it's not too bad. I can play along if it's for the citizens' benefit. Wouldn't want to let it slip while we're really here. It could cause a panic in the middle of Akihabara. Well, here we are. Welcome to Akihabara. Just watch your heads as you exit. We want to bang them on the way out. We both nod and do as instructed. Electric Town, here we come. Yes, I would like to save my game. Jeez, has it really been that long? Huh. Guess we can go for a bit longer. Before I step out of the limo, I was scared. Rook didn't exactly instill us with confidence. However, upon seeing Akihabara, that all changed. I've looked at pictures before, seen things online, but like with anything else, pictures don't suffice. Well, what do you think? It's stunning. I almost don't believe it. Prettier than I could have ever imagined. So, where are you taking us? Well, the Rook quickly scurries off. Is he running away? Well, you two couldn't decide, right? So Rook and myself have decided for you. We're going to a place called Arcadia. There's all manner of video games there. They specialize in old arcade cabinets too. Arcadia? Wow, I read about that place. It's supposed to be retro gaming heaven. Retro gaming heaven? Please take me there? Somebody, seriously, this is an actual real place. Somebody take me there. I really would actually love to go to one of these places. Even if I would probably suck at the games. You flatter me, Kila, but you're right. Arcadia hasn't been without stumbles, though. The console and PC gaming advent was huge. No one wanted to go to an arcade anymore. This is true. Many arcades have shut down recently because of that. You know what that means? Bankruptcy. Oh, I didn't know about that. But it must have been resolved, right? I mean, if it's still open today. Yeah, thanks to an anonymous donation. Someone with a big passion for gaming. I can either confirm or deny it was me. I think it was confirmed it was you. Did I? Jay gives us both a sly wink. Killer shrugs, unsure of how to respond. Well, either way, it's still open. And the owner loves their kind benefactor, enough to give them free reign of the place. But let's not say rumors, shall we? Remember what we said about our tour. With the deaths, we're under scrutiny. We would shy away from those involved, even those associated with them. I don't want Arcadia getting hurt again. So let's not waste any time getting there. Wouldn't want to keep Brooke waiting, and there's lots of fun to be had. Alright, I'm game. I have to say, this sounded cooler than a maid cafe. And Killa seems to enjoy our destination as well. She starts to lead the way, and we follow. Jake leads us down the crowded streets of Akihabara. I could tell why they called it electric town. The streets and stores were just brimming with light. Killa seems astounded and can't stop looking around. Not much farther. It's pretty close. That's convenient. I'm glad to be farther away. The location must be good for business. Yes. Easily accessible. A lot of tourists stop to check it out. You know, before they go deeper in. It also stands out in its own unique way. You'll see when we turn the next corner. Sure enough, I see it when we turn the corner. It's not expected at all, to be honest. It looks dull. Killa was right. Every other building was so bright, but Arcadia? It was dull and inconspicuous. It almost looked more like a shipping warehouse. Well, I hope we can change your mind, Killa. Don't you know it's the inside that counts? I'll show you what they have to offer. She motions towards the door. After we slowly approach it, she opens it. And our eyes behold Arcadia in all of its glory. Welcome to Arcadia! Yay! Oh my goodness, it actually does look fun. Even with the blur, does look like it's fun. He says it quite loudly and with a dramatic flair. Wait, is that why he came ahead in the first place? I won't turn down dramatic entrance, but that's odd. Thank me later. You're among the elite. You got a personal welcome to Arcadia. This here is our home away from home. Home away from home? Yeah, we pretty much live here. For the reasons I mentioned before. The only price we have to pay is cleaning. Well, mainly dusting. It's not that bad. Rook makes sure to show them a good time. I have some things to tend to in my office. Oh, Sparks, come see me before you leave. There's something I'd like to talk about. No rush, just make sure to come later on. She smirks at me before walking away. Wonder what she's planning. So as you can see, this is heaven. Arcade cabinets as far as you can fathom. I noticed that Rook is typing away on his tablet. He's talking to someone while talking to us. Again, his ability in multitask is astounding. Wow, that's not even an understatement. Hey Rook, do you have Backroad Brawler too? Of course we do. We're not rookies. But I prefer the Turbo Edition, don't you? Is that so? Didn't take you to be hardcore. If that's the case, then 1-on-1? I know I could take you. Years of practice. It's out of order. What? Both of them are? Unfortunately, yeah. I can get a little vigorous sometimes. The joysticks are in need of prompt repair. What did you do to them? That is my question. What did you do to those poor innocent joysticks? Jade doesn't want me going easy on her, so sometimes I can get carried away. Even then, she's undefeated. You broke them, and you didn't even win. You disappoint me, sir. Oh, that sucks. Indeed it does. But we have other options. Just follow me. I have a good one in mind. It's always a big hit with the tourists. We follow him as he leads us to a machine. In big letters it reads, UFO Claw Game. Is this one of those abduction simulators? These are a staple at Japanese arcades. You have to win yourself a souvenir. Something to remember us by. We have these games back at home. They're just not themed around UFOs. They're just win little stuffed animals. They're almost always rigged. The claws can't support that much weight. Can't we play something that takes skill? Hey, we don't rig games at Arcadia. This game is a pure measure of skill. Take great spatial awareness to win. Besides, the animal's sides are tiny. The claws can easily support their weight. And the claw's a UFO around it too. The game has its own motif. You're abducting the cute little animals. That sounds like so much fun. I do like claw games. I got a sheep from one. It sits upstairs. Did you just say cute? There's something I never thought I'd hear. So who's going first? Well, let's have a contest. Rook immediately steps behind me and pushes me. His bounds fall towards me since he didn't want to acknowledge what he said. Just play. Forget you heard anything. Besides, it's a fun little experience. You'll be having its alien world out. I have no choice, so I proceed to play. Apparently, I'm an alien spacecraft abducting bears. It goes as far to have a town called Teddyville. Well, this seems simple enough. Just need good aim. Killa and Rook watch me with extreme intensity. You'd think they were spectating an Olympic sport. My tongue slips out of my mouth as I get more precise. After lining up a claw, I press the red button and win. That was it. I draw some prize into a chute with some fanfare. Well, I guess I won myself a little teddy bear. That was extremely anticlimactic. This game really attracts a tourist. Congrats! Not many people win so easily. Take the prize. You've earned it. I nod and lean down, grabbing this small bear. It's extremely fluffy, but seems cheaply made. Almost like it could fall apart in any moment. Guess that was pretty cool. Not as intense as other games, though. I wish those joysticks weren't broken. Well, that's life in an arcade. Most games are out of order. We don't have the luxury to pick and choose. Get our toy safe, Sparks. We always remember winning big. Most people leave here empty-handed. I don't think this qualifies as winning big. In fact, I don't think this qualifies as winning at all. This isn't something I'd really want to keep. I wonder if maybe I should give it to Killa. Perhaps it would help deepen my bond with Rook. Either way, I don't think it should stay with me. I'm gonna give it to Killa. I said to give it to Killa. It makes sense after all. You don't have to go to Maycat today. You should at least get something out of this trip. Exactly. Before I can do anything, Rook's phone rings. His ears perk up and he promptly reaches for his pocket. Excuse me for a moment. This could be important. He leaves us by ourselves while he takes the call. That was the first time today that he left us alone. I expected him to be taking way more calls than that. He was definitely high up there in show business. So, what do you think of this place? I think it's cool, but there's no food. Like, honestly, I'm famished. I nod in agreement as my stomach goes on to rumble. I don't think I've eaten in the last 12 hours. Whoa! Okay, that is definitely not me. I would not go 12 hours without eating. Jesus! I mean, I know some people can't have to, but come on! 12 hours is way too long. Of course, that was largely my fault. I denied service on the plane. And on the train. I wonder if Jade has anything in her office. I remember that she wanted to see you before we left. It seems like I'd have the time to visit her now. Should I go see her? Or should I stay with Killa? I let Killa know that I'm going to go see Jade. Yeah, she didn't want to see me, so it makes sense. He nods. I'm sure he understands. He has a whole arcade to entertain while he waits. Probably for the best. Who knows how long Rook will be. I could try to win my own toy, I suppose. I smile and tell him there's no need. I take the bear out of my pocket and hand it to him. I let him know that I want him to have it instead. Wow, really? Yes, I want you to be happy, you adorable, adorable squirrel. Seriously, if I could get you an acorn the size of your head, I would. It would probably disappear down into your mouth, and I would never see it again. But I would still do it. I nod and smirk. That's how you make an awesome exit. He beams with happiness as I walk away. I wander in the same general direction that Jade did. For a moment I'm scared. This place is massive. But eventually I find a large single stairway. This definitely leads to some sort of office space. I slowly ascend the staircase and open the door, only hoping that it leads to her office. More in doubt as I turn the knob. And I instantly see that I was right. When I enter, Jade turns to me with a smile. Hey there. Didn't expect you so soon. Sorry for not being ready to receive you. I tell her that it's fine and that Rook is busy, so I decided to come and see her while I waited. I asked her what what she wanted to show me in private. Okay. Typo there. Well, actually, I have some questions. So many typos. But they might seem a little odd at first. So if you're open, please bear with me. She takes a deep breath before speaking. And surely enough, her question is odd. Do you believe in other worlds? You know, like a parallel universe? I don't know what to say. I just stare at her dumbfoundedly. What kind of question is that? Well, let me explain it like this then. Let's say I flip a coin, and let's say it lands on heads. Do you believe there are other realities? For example, where it landed on tails? Again, I'm not sure what to say. I'll take that silence as a no. Allow me to continue. What if I flip it and hide the outcome? This is where it gets really interesting. Neither of us can observe the result. So with both heads and tails at once. Schrodinger's coin! Yes, that is what it is. Schrodinger's coin. Until the result is revealed, we see both realities at once. The head's reality and the tail's reality. This proves the existence of more realities. We're able to place ourselves in an apex. An apex being like a fork in the road. But our car is stopped. We haven't yet taken our turn. We hold the ability to go either way. There is much more at play here. These two possibilities spawn infinite ones. We can use this to predict other realities. A reality where you didn't come up here. A reality where Arcadia doesn't exist. Or one where you never even won the contest. You can expand more. It gets crazy. But we cannot prove that these don't exist. Especially because of the coin toss theory. It's a thought experiment I created. I like to think about this in my spare time. I've won awards, but that's not the point. You must think this is all really weird. People can win awards for that? Well, sure they can. It's like fiction. You need a logical consistency. But that's part of why I love all of this. It's all theory with no practice. I blink a few times at a loss for words. Oh, sorry, I must sound insane. I get that a lot when I talk about this. But it'll all make sense, I promise. She moves to her desk and sits down. I decide to sit down in the chair in front of her. She scatters a few papers across her desk. My studies start helping me find the truth. The truth about the midnight deaths. There's a deeper meaning here, for sure. I never told you all about them. Quite frankly, they make no sense. That's why I'm attracted to them. They remind me of my quantum mechanics. Money is a logical line of thought. A reason for these deaths that makes sense. She pushes a newspaper clipping towards me. It's an article about one of the victims. This one here, he was shot to death. There was no gun found in the area, and not even any evidence of a gunshot. It keeps getting weirder, my friend. Look here at the next victim. She places a newspaper clipping in front of me. This man hung himself. But there was no noose found, just the wounds from the rope around his neck. The crime scenes are contradictory. There's nothing about them that adds up. It's as if all the evidence just vanished. That really didn't make any sense. Well, for the murder. The corpses could have been moved. The corpse could have been moved, yeah. But for the suicide, that's where it gets tricky. You can't move after you're dead. There's another incident here. One that I find incredibly interesting. Someone who survived the midnight death showed me one final newspaper clipping. He reported loss of breath, like he was being strangled to death, but suddenly stopped and he lived. It matches the other hanging victim. No noose, and he didn't even own a rope. But this is where it gets really scary. His neck was injured, markings all around, just like the other victims. But he lived. Everything else matches up perfectly. This man gave a very detailed testimony. We want to use that to help free Clace. He shouldn't be under any sort of suspicion. I know these deaths started as we arrived, but he doesn't deserve any flack for this. I've been using his testimony to theorize. I just need to come up with something, even if it seems very incredible in nature. One explanation is better than none at all. The kid doesn't deserve to be blamed. This is all completely out of his control. The survivor made no mention of Clace. This is very admirable of her. I'm sure she could come up with an explanation. But the question is, if anyone would believe it. The man who survived, he explained a very peculiar feeling. Something that happened during all of this. His mind was overtaken with memory. These memories didn't belong to him. Well, they did, but not the same him. Now you know why I explained my theory. I want related to his experience, and by extension, all of these deaths. These memories that took over his mind, I think they were from another reality. It'll make sense if I explain a little more. What if another reality is colliding, like coming into contact with ours, and its content is superseding our own? It would align with his testimony. If someone is dead in the other reality, then maybe they die in this one too. I know it doesn't explain everything, but I use the testimony that was given. It explains how no evidence was left behind. However, there are still holes. Why does this always happen at midnight? I haven't a clue. The same time each day? Sorry for going on a tangent there. What do you have to say about all of this? I tell her that it makes absolutely no sense, but at the same time, it makes perfect sense as well. Sounds like what I deal with every day. There's so many thought experiments. You can lose yourself in them easily. I know it doesn't make sense, but it also can't be proven wrong. That's why I find it so interesting. Interesting was an understatement. She was right, though. I couldn't prove her wrong. She had a logical line of thought, as good as it was. So that's what I want to talk about. I'm trying my hardest to save Place. I don't want him under any scrutiny. It affects you as well. You still have to hide while you're here. There's a stigma attached to his name. I want everybody to be free. I don't think either party enjoys this. I thank her for her efforts, and for the interesting lesson as well. As weird as her theories were, she was sensible. I'll have to return to my studies for now. I feel like I'm close to a breakthrough, but I thank you for your time, Sparks. She takes our phone and places it on the table. Would you mind exchanging numbers? I'll be in touch if anything changes. Don't worry, I won't spam you. I oblige, and we exchange information. Yay! I leave her to her studies and go back downstairs. Rook and Keela are nowhere to be found. So I ditch the arcade and look for them outside. Yes! Oh my god. Holy hell! Really? Jeez, nearly 20 minutes between those two saves. Wow. Well, I'm actually going to have to call it here, but we've made a lot of progress. I think we're actually nearly at the end of Chapter 1. Hopefully we'll actually finish it next time. Well, anyways. Yeah, looks like we've made plenty of progress. Total saves, 6. We've got a true ending flag, so that's good. We've got affection with Rook, and affection with Keela. Well, that's all good. But, I think that'll do for now. So, guys, until next time, see yas.